Welcome to this lesson on the induced fit model of enzyme action. This is a crucial concept in understanding how enzymes work at the molecular level. The induced fit model represents our modern understanding of enzyme flexibility and how enzymes interact with their substrates to catalyze biochemical reactions. Before we dive into the induced fit model, let's understand what came before it. The original lock and key model, proposed by Emil Fischer in 1894, suggested that enzymes were rigid structures with fixed active sites. According to this older model, the enzyme's active site was thought to be a perfect complementary match to the substrate, much like a lock and key. However, this model had limitations in explaining certain enzyme behaviors that scientists observed. In 1958, American biochemist Daniel Koshland proposed a revolutionary idea. He suggested that enzymes are not rigid structures at all. Instead, they are flexible and dynamic molecules that can change their shape upon substrate binding. This was a groundbreaking discovery that fundamentally changed our understanding of enzyme function. Koshland's work demonstrated that enzymes are adaptable proteins capable of conformational changes. The induced fit model works in 3 key steps. First, the substrate approaches the enzyme's active site. At this point, the active site is not yet a perfect match for the substrate. Second, as the substrate comes closer, the enzyme undergoes a conformational change, meaning it changes its 3-dimensional shape to better accommodate the substrate. Third, this shape change creates optimal binding conditions, positioning the substrate perfectly for the catalytic reaction to occur. This dynamic process ensures efficient catalysis. The conformational change is the heart of the induced fit model. Before substrate binding, the enzyme is in an open, relaxed state. Think of it as an unlocked configuration. After the substrate binds, the enzyme shifts into a closed, tight configuration around the substrate. This is like a locked state where the enzyme wraps around the substrate. This change in shape is crucial because it brings catalytic amino acid residues into the proper position to facilitate the chemical reaction. The induced fit model offers several important advantages over the rigid lock and key model. First, it increases enzyme specificity. By requiring the substrate to induce a conformational change, the enzyme can better discriminate between similar molecules. Second, it positions catalytic residues optimally. The shape change ensures that the amino acids responsible for catalysis are in exactly the right place. Third, it stabilizes the transition state, which is the high-energy intermediate formed during the reaction. This stabilization lowers the activation energy and speeds up the reaction. Let's look at 2 classic examples of enzymes that demonstrate induced fit. Hexokinase is an enzyme that phosphorylates glucose in the first step of glycolysis. When glucose binds to hexokinase, the enzyme closes around the glucose molecule like a clamshell, protecting it and positioning it for the reaction. Lysozyme is another excellent example. This enzyme breaks down bacterial cell walls. When it binds to its substrate, lysozyme changes shape to create strain in the chemical bonds of the bacterial cell wall, making them easier to break. The key takeaway from this lesson is that enzymes are dynamic proteins that adapt their shape for optimal catalysis. Unlike the rigid structures proposed in the lock and key model, enzymes are flexible molecules that undergo conformational changes upon substrate binding. This flexibility is essential for enzyme function, allowing for greater specificity, better positioning of catalytic residues, and stabilization of transition states. The induced fit model is the accepted modern understanding of how enzymes work, and it applies to the vast majority of enzymes in biological systems.
If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.